Let's get physical. It's Jordan here, back again with this week's update on all the Nintendo Switch physical releases from April the 21st until the 25th. Let's see what we've got this week. The 100-line Last Defense Academy is releasing this week. I believe this was originally revealed in a Nintendo Direct and is a console exclusive to the system, at least for the time being. It's a tactical RPG with visual novel style storytelling. It's being developed by the dudes from the Danganronpa series and the Zero Escape franchise, which gives me a good deal of hope about this being fantastic. The physical release, strangely, maybe it's just me being dense, but I genuinely cannot find any pre-orders for a physical release in Europe. It looks to be only in North America and Asian regions. No Europe! It's coming in a standard edition as well as a limited edition that comes with all sorts of stuff, and it's very exciting. And my executive producers, Louis K, Josh Foote, G Bautista 100, Kevin W, Ghost Bune, Adamantium, Feig and Vast Neon have chosen this as their pick of the week. And if you want it or any of the retail games in this video, please consider purchasing via the links in the description and pinned comment. That massively helps me out in this series to keep producing good physical content for you guys. VGP are a good company with cheap prices in Canadian Monopoly money and free worldwide shipping on orders over 80 Canadian bucks, which is less than 60 American dollars. So if you're in the UK, they will be a great way to pick up the 100 line. Mainline Europe, I'm not sure how those customs tax things work for you, but anyways, each week if you buy something via my link, you are put into a draw to have a chance of winning a $10 discount coupon. And this week's winner is Adam D. Congratulations, Adam. You should get an email from VGP with your discount coupon in the coming days. Thank you so much for your support. Or, if you want to start renting games, how about having a free trial with Gamefly with the link below in the description and pinned comment. That is for US of A residents. What else have we got this week? Carmen Sandiego 40th Anniversary Edition is releasing this week on Switch and PlayStation 5 in both North America and Europe, which has me surprised because I always thought this was very much an American thing. I had never heard of Carmen Sandiego until the internet. Reviews for the digital release were a bit middling, pretty much 6 out of 10s as far as the eye can see. The game looks very different to how many people will be used to, but you know, it has to evolve to survive in a mainstream modern audience for kids with no patience. So this physical release comes with some extra goodies: world map, stickers, digital art book, digital soundtrack, and DLC outfits, all wrapped up in a special sleeve. And my executive producers, Instacritic, Cartoon Soren, Punky Dooster, Fawn Metal Luna, and Dave Huswaite have chosen this as their pick of the week. RollerCoaster Tycoon Classic is releasing this week on Switch for a budget price. This will be the 4th RollerCoaster Tycoon available physically on the Switch, and it's one that's going back to the good old days. I heard it combines the elements of Tycoon 1 and 2 into a new game that looks like the old games, which sounds perfect to me. Cheap price, good retro sensibilities, no cheap plasticky 3D, good stuff. And my executive producers, Justin PDC, D's Nuts, God of Resin, Alex M, and Ethan Blue have chosen this as their pick of the week. Lisa Definitive Edition is releasing in Europe this week. It's been out in Japan for a good while now, so I think some of you may own this already, but if you never import games and you live in Europe, this seems to be a nice package to grab 2 games in one. Pretty dark, humid, side-scrolling RPGs, but critically acclaimed, or at least enjoyed. It's not releasing in North America, but if you want it, then VGP are carrying copies of it in both the standard edition as well as the collector's edition, which comes with all sorts of stuff, and it's on both Switch and PlayStation 5. And my executive producers, Brent McLean and Jennifer M, have chosen this as their pick of the week. Lost Ruins, I think, is releasing this week. This one has been a long time in the works for Red Art Games, and I've had more than a few messages from people asking when Red Art Games would finally print it. Well, I think it's this week. I did ask for clarification, but my contact at the company was on vacation and couldn't reply in time for the video. So it'll be a nice surprise to see if it does release. This is coming on Switch, PS5, and PS4, the latter of which is only in Europe. The other 2 are in both regions, North America and Europe. This is a highly regarded side-scrolling action game with some fantastic pixel art. Metroidvania fans will want to pick this up for sure. Red Art Games still have deluxe copies available on PS4 and PS5 on their website, and if you want that, you can get 10% off with my code Jordan10. And my executive producers, the Nemo 6 and Super Ben Julio, have chosen this as their pick of the week. Under Defeat I don't know why I always have to do Under Defeat, is getting a physical release at retail in Europe this week. Limited Run have handled the release in North America, not sure when that is due to being sent out, probably won't be long. It's been out in Asia and Japan for a while now, but those releases did not have English. You may remember, PlayAsia currently have it discounted. I made a video about some, Easter discounts, and that did feature. Anyways, it's a pretty cool vertical shooter that shmup fans will very much enjoy. I do fire it up from time to time on my Dreamcast where it initially released. And my executive producers, Ishin and Brotorius, have chosen this as their pick of the week. My Vet Practice in the Zoo is releasing in Europe this week. I'm sorry to break the hearts of those in North America, but you're gonna have to wait an extra week or two before you can get your hands on it and stick needles into baby tigers and penguins. Shotgun King, the final Checkmate, is releasing this week in Europe again. It's another game that Red Art Games have been cooking for a good while now for Switch and PlayStation 5. Unlike Lost Ruins, there is no North American edition, so you will have to import a European copy if you live in North America and fancy making chess actually exciting. I mean, adding a shotgun to chess feels like the only way to make the sport more exciting, well, other than playing proper chess on a trampoline or something, but I'm sure FIDE are working on that as I speak. And my executive producers, Radio to Rancid, Jake Vav, and Wixit, have chosen this as their pick of the week. Now normally I would go into the section about low print limited releases, but there are not any this week, at least at the time of me making this video. Limited Run have been busy trying to con people into buying a cardboard box for almost $700. So instead, we're gonna go straight into the imports, and boy is it a good week this week. And if you want to purchase any of these, the links down below are for PlayAsia, and if you click the link, you can also get 5% off with my code Jordan2025. And as an aside, if you're new here, or maybe you're not the kind to normally do so, please subscribe, okay? The bigger this channel is, the more publishers will pay attention to the demand for physical media. I want to get to 30,000 subscribers before the end of the year, if it's possible, okay? I just breached 23,000, so thank you so much, and let's keep going, okay? Super Technos World, River City, and Technos Arcade Classics is the most exciting import for me personally this week. I do love a good retro compilation, especially of some lesser shown titles, and this is exactly that. These are a bunch of mostly Kunio-kun games, like, River City stuff, but instead of the NES games that are regularly churned out, these are the Super Famicom editions that we've never seen in English until now. Of the 12 games in this package, there are a couple that have not been translated to English, which is a pity, but I'll take what I can get. This physical is only for Japan and Asian regions for the time being that we know of, and it looks great. I cannot wait. And my executive producers, Dave Horworth, Robotech, and they have chosen this as their pick of the week. Meg's Monster is releasing in Japan this week after a long time of me bringing it up in various videos. This release will have English, there's no word on a Western physical, and it's a JRPG kind of. It appears to be very narrative heavy, and that is the main focus. It's a short game, so I wouldn't expect like a world-spanning adventure RPG. It's a closer, compact experience, but it does look lovely, and reviews are very, very good for it. It's coming in a standard edition, as well as a collector's edition, which comes with some finger puppets, mini soundtrack CD, and a mini art book. And my executive producer, Cookie Kid, has chosen this as his pick of the week. Love Live! Nijigasaki High School Idol Club TOKIMEKI Roadmap to the Future is an exhausting name, but it's releasing this week in Japan and Asian regions, both of which play in English. It is a visual novel / social management game. Spend time with 12 members of the idol group, increase your relationship with them, and have special scenes. I'm not sure there's any extra spicy romance things going on here. I'm guessing it'll be mostly quite innocent, but it's nice to see a game like this in English, like this style. I wish Konami would translate their Tokimeki Memorial games to English. This is coming in a standard edition, as well as a collector's edition, which comes with an acrylic panel, a notebook, calendar and badge set, and my executive producers, Azrath and Surfacing for Air, have chosen this as their pick of the week. Universe for Sale is releasing in Asian regions on Switch and PlayStation 5 this week. it will play in English. This is a highly regarded adventure game, definitely focused on story rather than gameplay, but if you want a sci-fi narrative, this looks to be a good one. Some people may find it slow and boring, but hey, not every game can have a flamethrower, no matter how much I demand it has. But I don't think many people will import this one, even though I do think it looks really nice. TriggerHeart EXELICA Complete is releasing in Japan this week. Sadly, it does not have English. However, as a shooter, it's probably not necessary. The kicker about this release is that just as the Western version of the base game released physically, this enhanced edition was announced for Japan. I think Red Hot Games just took a bit too long to get that one out. And thankfully, this complete edition doesn't seem massively essential compared to the first release. It has a new character, it has a new opening movie as though anyone cares, it has more story segments, which, let's face it, is not what shooter fans actually care about. I think it's just the new character that is a bit of a miss, but not the end of the world. And it's releasing in a standard edition as well as a limited edition, which includes a double soundtrack CD and a player guide book, probably in Japanese. And my executive producer, Jeddah Crow, has chosen this as his pick of the week. Gal Guardian Servants of the Dark, a quick mention to this, which is releasing in Japan this week, or at least it should be. This Metroidvania is getting a Western physical release in June, so a couple of months to wait, and unlike the West, Japan is getting a collector's edition, which includes an art book, keychain, a 2-disc soundtrack, and if you want to import it, you can because the Japanese does have English. And a quick mention to Ever After Falls, which is releasing in Japan this week after already releasing in Asian regions a while back. It is still an import exclusive though. Japan is also getting these games. Most of them don't have English, and if they do have English, we have them already. Alright, let's jump into the community spotlight. Alec N sent in this photo picking up Lonesome Village from Premium Edition Games, and it's the Premium Edition of that, the Collector's Edition. And I know I am biased, but the packages, they are really nicely solid, and it is readily available at VGP. Like, if you want to buy this right now, you can get it from VGP. Sadly, not on Premium's website, I'm not sure why. Argo sent in this photo. They picked up Pumpkin Jack, which is a very popular title. VGP have had 2 rounds of stock for this, and both sold out pretty quickly. Looks like a really nice game. Executive producer Brent McLean sent in this photo with 2 games that you're going to be seeing a hell of a lot in this video. This Castlevania version was exclusive to Konami's web store, and I didn't realize how popular this version would be, but it makes sense because the cover art actually celebrates the games in the package, like all of them, not just one, which is always a stupid artistic decision from limited run games. I suppose it is good for business though. Executive producer Cartoon Soren sent in this photo, getting in 3 limited run releases. Animal Well, anytime VGP get that in stock, it sells out in like minutes. I've heard it's very good, but just how good is it? Please let me know if you played it. Executive producer Dave Hallworth sent in this photo from his trip to Japan, picking up this Japanese physical release. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but it doesn't have English, even though the cover art is it's nice and cute. Dead Bunnies, the YouTube channel, sent in this photo with 2 stylish horror games, both going for unique, almost retro art styles, and they do a great job of it. Executive producer D's Nuts was another to get in this unique variation. I really think this is ironically going to be the least rare cover version. Executive producer G Bautista 100 got in a couple of tactical games. My man in Japan, Vei, he actually was very kind enough to send me a copy of Metal Slug Tactics, so hopefully I can give that a try and dispel my initial bias against it. Executive producer Instacritic sent in this photo with plenty to admire. As you may have seen due to my video last week, the Stalker collection is actually on the cartridge. All the games are on the card, and there's a small update for each game, but it's not required, and naturally, as I made the video, it sold out at both VGP and PNP games almost instantaneously, but PlayAsia still have copies if you want it right now. Executive producer Ishin sent in this photo, picking up Mario vs. Donkey Kong. I also thought this was a very peculiar release from Nintendo, not sure it deserved a full price release. X-Tap, I'm sorry I don't know how to say your name, but they also got in this cover version and showed that it does in fact celebrate the whole trilogy. You can see the original games right there, and that's nice to see. Executive producer Jennifer M sent in this photo. I wonder if the Switch 2 prices spurred people onto buying Switch 1 versions of games, because this is the second time I've seen Tears of the Kingdom in this video already. Ken P sent in this photo. BGP finally got their stocking of Iron Meat a couple of weeks back, and the leftovers sold out in minutes. Very popular game, and rightly so. It is awesome. Executive producer Kevin W sent in this photo with the awesome looking Shin-Chan game. This version from Limited Run, I love the artwork for it. Now that is proper art. And the game looks really lovely too. I let my daughter try the demo for the Natsumon game, which is related to this, and it seems really nice. Kraken sent in this photo, and look, here it is again. Aside from the executive producers, the pictures for this section are kind of chosen at random. I like to include like new people or those who don't share their photos often, but otherwise they're random, and that can backfire, like right now, because I literally just talked about this game and I have nothing else to say apart from lovely. Executive producer Louis K sent in this photo with the Luna collection. Despite Gung Ho promising they would have enough copies to go around on launch day, they ran out very quickly and they need to print more. Yeah, the game's done well, but they really ballsed up the release. Morality sent in this photo with Idol Manager. Prior to it going out of stock, Play Asia were practically trying to give this away, which is weird because it's actually a really solid import exclusive if you're into quirky management games. Needless Dragon sent in this import of Rabbi Ribby. As you may know, pre-orders did open for a North American edition, but I think pre-order numbers were much lower than they expected, so the Western release is actually in jeopardy, I think. Executive producer Radio to Rancid, my brand new executive, sent in this photo with Shinorubi, a Red Art Games release, and this is the collector's edition. It looks like you get a lot of stuff, a lot of nice stuff. Now the game itself, it's okay, not essential, but fine enough. Executive producer Super Ben Julio sent in this photo with Atari 50, the newer Steelbook edition. Very nice collection of retro games, and I think many say it set a new standard for these kind of releases. Executive producer Surfacing for Air sent in this photo with Red Strings Club. Maybe it's because I mentioned this in a recent discounts video, but I really think this will be difficult to get a hold of in the future. It's just artsy-fartsy enough for it. Executive producer Vei, my man in Japan, sent in this photo with Rusty Rabbit, last week's only import exclusive Switch release, at least the ones that you'd want to import. It looks like a pretty cool, fun game. Alright, let's have a roundup. Don Diavolo, Kresalak, Paul S, Devil Angel, Illogicool, Pabs, Jesse F, Vjor Gaming, Stefan N, Rack, Black Star, Blue One, Mr. Matt Hobb, Skip to the End, don't skip to the end, that's their name, Rainbow Pickle Gaming, Visipon, Choco Loco James, Tracy Y. Alright, if you want to send in your pictures, the details are on your screen right now. Pause the video because we're going into my executive producers. My special thanks to my executive producers: Dean Wilkinson, God of Resin, Brent McLean, Alexander Cato, JCross7776, Punky Dooster, Cartoon Soren, Robotech, Raven Knight, Thorn Metal Luna, Issa, Vey, Offphone, Instacritic, Precision Plague, Alex M, Feig, Josh Foot, Ishin, Lewis K, Kevin W, Jennifer M, Super Ben Julio, Double Dave, Husway and Hallworth, Wixit, Sora Cat, The Nemo 6, Ghost Bune, G Bautista 100, Rose, Adamantium, Azrath, Jake Vav, Ethan Blue, D's Nuts, Jeddah Crow, Brotorius, Surfacing for Air, Justin PDC, Vast Neon, Cookie Kid, and my brand new executive producer, Radio to Rancid. Thank you so much for your support. If you want to join them, the Patreon link is down below. It's the Let's Get Physical producer role. go check out some of my other stuff. Last week I didn't have that many videos because I was just really busy with a lot of work stuff going on, and to be honest, the new news wasn't new news enough, you know what I mean? But anyways, hopefully this week I've got a lot of stuff coming. At least I plan to do so. Okay, so have a great day, have a great week, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.